Ah.
And hello to everyone.
Hello.
We're going to wait just a minute or two or second or two because there is a delay when you do a live, and the notifications go out to people that we are live. So we'll give that just a few more moments. In the meantime, welcome, Karen. It's so wonderful.
Hello, Ellie.
It's wonderful to have you here.
It's lovely to be here. Really lovely to be here.
If you can't tell, Karen is here with her British accent. And so she does live in the UK. And I'm trying to think, what was it, 2 years ago, Karen, that you reached out, or I reached? I don't even remember how.
Do you know that was 2021?
Oh, I had only been doing it for about 6 months or so, probably.
Yeah, 2021 that was, yeah.
Okay. So one of us reached out. I don't know if it was me or you. And we met. We didn't, we met on Zoom or something, didn't we?
We did. We had a Zoom meeting,
yeah. So
and I was too shy.
You were too shy. You know, I can't tell you how many introverts there are on this forum that had to work out of that and get past that. A lot of them still aren't happy, really, being public or whatever, because they're uncomfortable with the idea. But once you get going and things, it's like it's no big deal.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It is. It's all right.
So hello, Hypnicity, and hello, Tamitha. I'm glad to see you guys here. And actually, this would give me a perfect time to say this. I was telling Karen as well that on Wednesday at noon Pacific time, whatever time that is in your area, I will be hosting a Zoom meeting free for everyone who is either considering opening a channel or has a channel but wants to grow it, or wants to join a group where we can do a Q&A. So you're welcome to join. All you need to do is let me know you want to be here at the Zoom meeting. I'm going to tape the Zoom meeting as well. And it's to empower each other for us, because our community, as it builds and builds and builds, and we help each other out, we learn and grow, and everybody is happy. So there you go. Anyway, so let me know if this is something you're interested in, and I'll add you to the list. Will also be some other channel creators there that will offer their little bit of information as well. So, we got Lizzie Alexander that says, "Woo, our Karen."
Lizzie. Oh, Lizzie. Hello, Lizzie.
Isn't that great? So hello to Hypnicity, and hello to Amanda and Tamitha and Jill. It's good to see you as well. And Lizzie. And we're going to talk for a little while today to Karen. Her name is Karen Sullivan, and she has a beautiful website. She Soul Symbols, Astrology, and Tarot. And we were just talking backstage about what's going on in astrology. And the eclipses that are coming up. I didn't even bring that up to you when we were talking before. Yeah. Eclipses.
Sunday.
Yeah. And I'm not pleased to hear this, but she indicated that things in the UK are kind of like this when it comes to politics as well. So it isn't just us, you guys. And I don't wish it upon anyone else. I really don't. But, Canada's doing pretty well right now. That might be the place we all need to go to.
Yeah.
So I did post the link for Karen's page here on YouTube. And she does have a website, and that will be in the show notes if you're interested. She does all kinds of things, and we're going to find out what she does besides astrology and tarot. So Karen, one of the things that I asked Karen to do was write me a bit of her journey. And I was excited to see, really from the very get-go, when she came up and she found out her gifts, I guess, or her interests. So I'd love you to just share some of that with us, Karen, and also the things that you do in our, that you offer others. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I said in my email that things started opening up to me in childhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was like I haven't not known spirit.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I love that. I me too. I had an invisible friend, so I understand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mine started peculiarly with a blossom branch. As a child, I used to be mesmerized with the blossom.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was very young. I was about 5. I was kind of very little. And I thought it was like candy floss and the pink cherry blossom.
Uh-huh.
I was amazed. And then I came into my school classroom, and on the table was a branch of, this is so vivid to me, a branch of blossom. And I went running up to the table, and I remember my nose was on the table. I mean, I was tiny. Uh-huh. Nose on the table, and I realized it was made up of tiny weeny flowers. Uh-huh. And I was mesmerized. Oh, sure. And I had this kind of knowing. I don't think it was a mental or cognitive knowing. I had a knowing in me that everything I see is made up of tiny things. So the whole is all of us. It was profound. And then
for a child to figure that out at your age, that's amazing. Right. Yeah.
Well, I think spirit went.
Well, of course, you were remembering, but at the same time, just that aha moment that you had.
Yeah. And I think throughout my life, that has been my pattern. I collect tiny things, be they fact, and Lizzie knows me. So I've got like a sponge brain, and everything goes in, and I'm constantly trying to make them into whole things. Yeah, it's been my pattern throughout life. Yeah, absolutely.
That is, I love that, because nearer the end of your bio that you had sent me, you talked an awful lot about what was going on, but when you were talking about you made up your own language, and symbolic language, and you said you see spirituality as a living art, a practice of balance and transformation, and like alchemists of old, I believe we are called to transmute shadow into light, suffering into wisdom, and polarity into wholeness. My journey is an ongoing spiritual path.
Yeah.
You are also a fabulous writer. You are. And I can say that with confidence, because I am an English professor.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
You weave the story beautifully. And I hope you put this actually on your website, because what you've done is you have shared not only the beauty of the spiritual, but you've also shared the beauty of words and symbols and weaving words in. And so you blew me away when I read that the first time. It really did.
Ali, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It really does.
You're most welcome. And it's like there's a lot of people that can write. Anybody can write, but to visually write, I try to teach my own students that I want you to show me what you see. Don't tell me what you see. and you showed us what you saw. So it's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. And again, I think that was part of my journey, in that from very young, I used to do what I called flying, and I had a vivid imagination, and I would fly. And,
Oh, wow.
and I also think like a cine reel. So I don't think so much in thoughts and words. I think in pictures. So
in pictures, right?
Yeah,
right. Well, and that would help you with your, what is it, clairvoyance or clear sight? You do
I
know?
don't
Do
know.
you see things? Do you have that you can see things?
Oh
Or
yeah, I see.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. I feel energy.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
And I hear. Yeah, I do hear.
Yeah. Mine is mostly knowing. That's what
Yeah,
mine is.
knowing.
Although I've had other experiences, I think there's always one that's the strongest for us, but that's fabulous. So what made you turn to, let's start with what you turned to. What did you turn to first? Astrology, tarot? What was it that you thought you wanted to do first?
Yeah, it was first of all the tarot.
Okay.
Simply because it was images. It's just images. Yeah. So I went to the tarot. I think that was about 2009, some time ago.
Okay.
And I'd done it for self-exploration because I was a therapist, a counselor. So I was constantly doing my inner work, my shadow work. So, and I like image. So I got the tarot out, and then I started learning about the symbol, and I was sold. And I used to use it personally and then for friends. And then I started my channel. It was Emerging Soul Tarot, just the hands.
Yeah. I think I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't want anyone to see me right now. And it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And so you did that, and then what sparked your interest then? And that also, your background in therapy, I'm sure, made shadow work interesting to you. And what else? What else from that did you?
From there, while I was learning the tarot, I'm just like to suck up any book I can read, any information, and I eat it for breakfast. So, what happened was I started learning all the systems, the history of tarot, the systems, and I came across the Golden Dawn. The Golden Dawn system. And of course, they have all the correspondences with the astrology.
Sure. Yeah.
So, and I'd also, previous to finding that, I had been very much into this many into one, syncretism, the science of syncretism, that perennial you know what I'm talking about. So the syncretism had a lot of astrology in it, and it was linking it with the body, with all sorts. So I had a kind of knowledge of astrology then. Then I went in with the Golden Dawn system, and then I started consuming, just consuming books and stuff on YouTube.
I did that all through the 90s. I read every New Age or spiritual book, religious book, whatever it was. It's like I have 300 books on all that. What are you doing? I'm reading. Yeah, so I get it totally.
Read. I have in England, we have to have a TV license. Well, I've got a TV and no TV channels because I don't watch them. Yeah. So they're constantly on to me, and I'm like, I don't watch telly. I read. I read.
Yeah, I get it. I do like watching certain things, archaeology shows where they're uncovering things, like in Egypt, or I like that kind of. I mean, I watch the ancient stuff. Yeah, I like.
There's so much on YouTube, though.
No, you're absolutely right. You can find it here. So you don't need it. In fact, there's a lot of people here, I don't think either have TVs or use them because this is their TV. And I think YouTube is going to be a lot of people's TV if they keep,
Yeah.
working with the networks the way they are. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
wonderful. So I saw that you also studied the major religions
Yeah.
at some point. Yeah, we all do that. There's a wonderful book actually, and it is Houston Smith, I believe. Houston Smith's book on all the religions. And it's got
Okay.
beautiful pictures. This was back in the 90s. I'm sure it's still out there. But
Yeah.
he talks about them and brings real clarity to each one. I didn't delve in as far as to live it, but from that, I remember choosing that I was more of a Buddhist than anything else because it resonated with me so very much.
Yeah. I like the Tao. So
Oh, I love the Tao as well. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And
And
of
the
old
I Ching.
Woo.
Yep. And I like the I Ching. I've used
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The divinate, anything that's
Yeah.
divinatory.
Divinating.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
I Ching
Yeah.
it blows you away. I'm
Yeah.
blown away with divination. I don't mind what sort of divination, whether people read in tea leaves,
Yeah.
whatever. It
Yeah.
fascinates me.
It is. It's fascinating. It
Yeah,
is.
it's
There's
absolutely
one, what is it? It's tassomancy, I believe, is either tea or coffee grounds.
is
I
it?
can't remember. But
Tassomancy.
there's those, and there's ones now that you can get chime readings. So you get these charm readings. You get these little charms in a bag, and you pull out charms and read
Oh
from
yeah, the
the
charms. I see
charm.
people doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go at the moment. I've got Lizzie is from there. I go to a wonderful. We have a local shop near us, and Kelly, that's called the Witchy Room, full of crystals and all sorts of delights. And she runs spiritual circles there, and I'm learning so much from there about.
Good.
They're doing aura reading, all sorts that I've not delved into, So it's fascinating.
You're primed for it, Karen. You're there already, so you can soak that right up and make that part of your practice in a way. I remember the first time in the 90s where I went to my friend, we had this group that met like Sunday evenings and we did different things. That's where I started with dream interpretation. And I have a dream show now every Tuesday night. But yeah, Tuesday nights, but it's probably in the middle. I don't know if it's in the middle of the night for you, but anyway, we did different things. We had people talk about the power of words and, all that. Well, one week we had a lady come in to take our aura picture. And she had a special camera. And so what we did was we had our picture taken first, and you saw your aura and everything. And then we went in and did a meditation for 5 minutes. And we went back and had our picture taken. It was
changed.
Yes. It was amazing. It was. The first one was okay. It wasn't murky or anything like that. It had color in it. It had different colors. I remember my brother who was there, his was green and he was the money maker. He made a lot of money all the time and between that, he'd heal that way. With me, it was all blue, which is communication. And but it was like the second time after the meditation, there was white.
Oh, wow.
Almost all of us. It was like
you're an angel.
Some people wouldn't say so, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It really was. It was fabulous. Hello, Barbara Berkman. It's nice to see you. Thanks everybody for being here today with me and Karen. If anyone has any questions for Karen, put them in. We'll ask the questions, but we'll do a few readings in a little while. I'm going to go back here and also I want to talk a little bit about, you say in your 20s, you repeatedly heard your name called out loud, though no one was there. I used to be afraid of being left on your own at home with the children and would experience a comforting presence that felt like a person sat in the lounge with me. So this was outside, not inside.
Yeah, it's audible. I still get, when I worked in mental health, when I had people who heard, I thought, they're not got mental health. It's been mishandled. They're here in spirit. They're just here in spirit. But if you say I hear voices,
right, then you're going to go
right
get locked up. Yeah, yeah. You know,
Yes.
it's very true, because I had a friend who heard voices all the time, and her parents put her in a psychiatric hospital, and they gave her some kind of medication, you know, something to calm her down or whatever. And she just was really hearing voices, and they weren't telling her to kill anybody or anything. They were just communicating with her. And so,
You know, an interesting thing, just an aside, the shamanic communities, when somebody has what the West would term a mental breakdown, they take that person from the community, they put them with the shaman, they take care of all their needs, and they help them through what we would call psychosis. They call it spiritual awakening. They call it someone who's chosen. So I often, when I used to counsel people in psychotic breaks, or, you know, having some form of psychosis, it was fascinating. I was listening. I had to go through the proper procedures. But I used to talk with my clinical supervisor and say, sorry, I'm fascinated by this, because to me, it sounds spiritual. It doesn't sound.
It does. It does sound spiritual.
It's just that they're not able to manage it.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people that just can't manage life anyway. And so they use their addiction to cover up whatever. And so it comes out one of the other ways. I mean, if you're not knowledgeable to know that this might be spirit speaking to you, and, you know, you're terrified of what you're hearing, or you don't want to hear it, you shut down in one way or the other, I would imagine. So,
but then when I had it, I'm going to turn my light on because it's getting dark here.
That's true. It's nighttime there. That's fine.
When I had it happen, it was a very gentle voice. In fact, I was married at the time, and I thought it's my husband playing tricks on me, going, Karen. It's very gentle, and it was just constant for about 6-8 months. But I didn't know at that point what to do with that. So I said, what? And I never heard any more. I think it was just that particular time in my life, and how spirit's been with me all the way through my life, is if I'm in very difficult, fearful, or traumatic circumstances, spirit does something way off the mark. I used to have, as a child, my room filling. I used to call it my room filling up. It was presence. But it was equal to the trauma, if you see what I mean. It's almost like spirit gives you exactly what you need. I didn't see it as anything odd. I never spoke to anyone about it, but it was very odd. But beautiful.
I had a really high fever. I remember I was probably in the 9th or 10th grade, and I had been in bed for several days. And I remember walking into the bathroom after to wash my hands. I'd gone to the bathroom, washed my hands, and I look in the mirror, and I'm not seeing myself. It's somebody else looking at me.
Oh, wow.
And it freaked me right out, you know, really did. It was like, who are you? You know, and I remember saying, Mom, you know, and Mom came and said, it's okay. It's all right. You're okay. And I know now I was probably looking at myself as from another lifetime, or you know, some spiritual. But at the time, that wasn't normalized, I think, for a lot of us, and still actually isn't, probably.
I think we're very scientific minded, rationalists, scientific materialism, isn't it? And I think anything that's supernatural, if it can't, supernatural, I think it's natural, can't be measured and quantified, it's not real. And I think that's sad.
It is sad.
Because I mean, I love the science. I love sciences.
Oh, I do too. And it can combine, and we've actually seen doctors and other professionals finally come out and say, this is true. And of course, their
Yeah.
colleagues think they're wacky, but I don't really care what their colleagues think.
No, no. Well, the physicists are the fantastic one with the quantum, because they can't, because it's what we've been calling supernatural. I just think it's
It's
abilities
natural,
that we haven't tapped into.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And the
So
astrology is saying that that's going to come to pass, as from what you indicated, that we are ready for this grand opening and this wisdom to come back to us, and to what do I want to say? To remember, because we already knew all this.
To remember. Yeah.
Yes.
We're going into, I mean, there's a lot of debate about whether we're in the Kali Yuga or we've moved into the Dwapara Yuga, you know, the Indian, but we are, whatever is happening, there is this, I mean, we can see it. We can see a raise of like opening up to all of this ancient knowledge, but we can also see this darkness.
Right.
So and that's the polarity, isn't it?
It's the polarity. Yes.
I took this wonderful picture when I was in Andalusia. I was traveling, and it was of a palm tree, and it had all, I don't know if it's a palm tree, but it looked like a palm tree. It had beautiful white flowers on the top, huge. And there was, the sun was so bright I could barely take the picture, and when I took it, the shadow was so black, and I thought, that is it. The brighter that light shines, the blacker the shadow, and that's only so we can deal with it. We're meant to collectively.
I love that, Karen. That's beautiful. Yeah.
It's nothing to be afraid of, is it?
Nothing to be afraid of. Yeah. And so many are saying that they were afraid of the dark when they were young. And there's many here. I remember I watched, I think it was the Twilight Zone or something, and somebody had fallen into another dimension under their bed. There, you know, there was a portal there. I couldn't sleep for days. I would be, I'm going to fall into another dimension. And I
used to run from my door.
No more for you. You're not watching that anymore. But, you know, there is something to be said. I mean, I love thinking about portals as well. I mean, closets are portals, and there are portals out in nature, and it's just so fascinating. It goes on and on, doesn't it? There's so much, isn't it? I've got this thing at the moment where I need to focus down, because I'm like, and it's like getting that focus, because you get so spread out. You know, and for me, trying to focus on this, which is true love for me, and then focus on a full-time, so to speak, job. I'm tired of it. It's like, I'm done. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to do this. I want to play.
That's it. Experience.
Experience it all. Yes. It's wonderful to see you. Marina is here from Heart Centered Tarot. Hi, Anya. You're here. CJ. Thanks, everybody, for being here and welcoming Karen. Her information is in the chat. I'll put it in.
Thank you. Yeah.
And for those of you who came in a little bit late, she does all kinds of things, so you'll have to check it out. We're just talking a little bit about her background, and then we'll do a few readings. Let me go back to what you had sent. Let's see. You trained as a counselor, finding another path of service. This is why I, at 44, decided to be an English professor. I knew I couldn't teach metaphysics, so I thought I can teach humanities.
And sneak it in.
And I do. And we even talk about UFOs and things like that, but sort of in a conjecture way. You know, there isn't anything that, you know, when I bring up stuff, but that's what I did. And you were listening to people through their pain and their stories, and it is sacred work. What you have done is sacred work. It
was sacred.
And
it was sacred for me, because you come out. I used to say to my clinical supervisor, I feel like every time I listen to somebody, I'm changed. It deeply affected me, and I had to do, you know, you get your own triggers to their material, and so you're in a sacred exchange. That's what it is. That's what it was for me.
Oh, well, Edward Kenneth, thank you for subscribing to Karen's And anyone else who's done it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have a really wonderful group of people here. Wonderful, wonderful people. And Jules, it's nice to see you. And Terry, thanks for being here. I agree with you. And actually, if I remember that I read a story during the pandemic. Actually, it was, but I was walking. I was listening to it because I don't usually listen. I usually read, but I was listening to it. And this year I said, that book was so darn good. I need to go back and read it again. And I don't do that usually because I say, well, there's so many books. I don't want to reread ones I already have, So on my vacation, I started reading it and I got more out of it, of course. But the thing that really I remember them saying when I was in grad school is the story is never the same, no matter how many times you read it, because the story is different and so are you. And you've got to because you're older, you're wiser, you got more in your backpack, so to speak.
Your perspective changes. I
Yes,
guess
so. Yeah.
I do rewatch things that I used to like either when I was a child or my children were young. I rewatched The Labyrinth, the David Bowie, The Labyrinth, and you're like, oh my goodness, that is so esoteric, so
it is.
packed. I was blown away. So I've taken to when I've got time to watch the old children's. Got so much in them.
Oh, there is so much in them. There's 2005, so it's 20 years old now. There's a movie called Crash, and there's a couple of them, but this one was about. It starts off with a car crash on the highway, and one of the feeders for it, the things it says is we're all so busy that we don't notice each other until we crash into each other.
Right.
And it goes on to show all these esoteric things. And in a regular story. And why I liked it so much was because people can get the message whether they understand it outside or not. It becomes part of who they are. And so I love that you rewatch some of those movies.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks everybody for subscribing to Karen's channel.
That's wonderful. Thank you. It means so much. I'm a little teeny weeny channel.
Just right now. That doesn't last. Things change. Yeah, it took me a long time to get as many people, and I don't get them always in the chat. People are very busy, so they might see it later. So we have that. But let's see there. So those of you who came in late, I'm going to read this one more time because this is worth reading again. Actually, you say through Tarot, Hellenistic astrology, symbolism, mythology, and art, I found my own language for the divine. I absolutely love that. And now she says, and I've read this earlier, I see spirituality as a living art, a practice of balance and transformation. And like the alchemists of old, I believe we are called to transmute shadow into light, suffering into wisdom, and polarity into wholeness. And my journey is ongoing, a spiral path, deepening but guided by love, presence, and eternal dance of the spirit.
Yeah.
I still love it. I got goosebumps. So thank you.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Karen. There are a couple of comments here so Barbara Berkman, and I don't know if we can, both of us together can think about this. She says she has an entity that shows up every night outside of her home. Do you have any idea who or what it is? She says it looks like a cloud that shows movement within. That's interesting, Barbara.
That's fascinating. I kind of can go with that. I had some experiences like that. For me, this might not work for you, Barbara, but for me, what I do is I take the image of that. I get myself into a very meditative state, put some lovely music on, light your candles, whatever you do your breathing and hold that image. And what often happens is the image changes. And sometimes whatever you're seeing can be a part of you projected. and sometimes it's something else. That's my only advice I've got. But hold it, don't decide what it is. Hold it, because you're giving it space to show itself.
Okay. Wow.
Does that make sense?
It says she has pictures. That's interesting. I didn't know you did, Barbara. That's interesting. Does it make you feel fearful? That's the other thing. What's the feeling that you're getting? Is it like, oh, there they are again, or there it is again, or why don't you leave me alone? Or, oh, I don't want that there. You know, and then, you know, move with, okay, she says she's going to try that. That's good. It's worth a try. And I love the idea that you put ceremony on it, Karen. And now that you, Barbara, have a picture of it, you can certainly visualize that thing. You might even put that in your circle near your candle and say, you know, please, you know, either reveal yourself or, you know, say goodbye.
Yeah. If you're not going to be useful.
Okay. Yeah. She's not fearful. She finds it fascinating. And it could also be, could also be that these are just part of your awakening, Barbara. You know, that this is saying, okay, we're going to start small. And then, you know, when you see more visual things, I think it's fabulous. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you, Barbara. Thank you.
Well, I believe in her, and the people here believe in her, and it takes time. It takes time. Yeah, but it takes time.
I'll do that, Lizzie.
That's a Lizzie. It's all right. I didn't bring it up for any negativity. I just know that many times we question ourselves and we say, I don't know, so and so is better than me, or they know more than. No, we're just all part of that bunch of grapes.
Lizzie is absolutely beautiful soul. She is. So I'm teasing her. It's an ongoing conversation, because I'm very. I was a painfully shy person, and
well, yes, you were.
Yeah, and
ago, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't come on with I'll come on with my hands and do the cards.
I actually had another girl that did that. She had gloves on, and she would do the readings with the gloves until she finally decided. Yes. So yeah. And it's all in right timing, right?
I don't think, you know, when I started Emerging Soul Tarot, there's no way I could have gone and I would never have done it then. But I've had enormous growth in the last 4 years, you know. So it's Lizzie, I'm believing in myself more and more the longer I go on.
That's awesome.
And when you're surrounded by beautiful people who keep saying, you know, it just brings you out. You can't help
you. Yeah. That's absolutely right. I feel that way about my subscribers. They're just actually wonderful people, and they're so supportive of each other, even in the chats, and so it makes it really nice. Karen has an accent. You're not sure, but where it is wonderful. She's in the UK. Yeah.
UK, but I do have I did have Irish. My father was Irish, hence Sullivan.
Yes. Yeah. So, there you go. My husband has some Irish ancestry. He's from here, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, thank you, Jennifer. You're a sweetheart. I just brought Jennifer on. She just opened up her channel, and she's, you know, I'm seeing this more and more and more, and I'm loving it so much that people are so encouraging of each other. Hi, Kim. It's great to see you. Thank you for being here. So Hypnicity has a sort of a question that we can tackle next. Spent 2 years in a psych ward, came out and detoxed off all prescription meds. That was almost 5 years ago. Still dealing with detox issues, doing shadow work. Any messages for me? Isn't shadow work ongoing?
Yeah,
Okay.
it never stops. It never ever stops. I think we seem to think, and people have got very different ideas of shadow work. I go by Jung's shadow work,
Uh-huh. Yep.
Jung,
Mhm.
and it is about looking at the shadow work is looking at what is polarized. So our light and our darkness, bringing up the things, but I think you have to be really, really careful, and particularly if you have got early trauma, you know, you may need to do that with someone professional, because that work can be very difficult. I done early shadow work with professionals, and that was during my counselling, 4 years training. You
Mhm.
had to do your own work, but yeah,
Wow.
I think, yeah, shadow work is, and the way I see it, see, going back to that blossom, it's an
Uh-huh.
odd thing to say, but this collective shadow we have hanging over us is
Yeah.
that it's collective. It emanates from us. So I think when we're doing our work to make ourselves grow, it's lovely. But
Mhm.
ultimately, what we're aiming for is removing our shadow from that collective shadow.
Oh, okay. So we're not only working on our shadow, we're working with collective shadow,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
when things shift and perhaps trigger us again,
Yeah.
then we have to go back into the collective shadow. It isn't ending. It doesn't end. It's a
No, I don't
continuous.
think so.
Okay, I get you. Wow.
And
Yeah.
I truly believe, if we look at our cosmos, it is made as dual, as
Right.
polarity, because we have two cells. When we get pregnant, there's two
Mhm.
things come together to make the three. So it's almost part of our condition that there will always be shadow, there'll always be light. It's,
Yeah.
sun's
Yeah.
up, moon's up. It's
Yeah.
part of our experience, but our transmuting that there's unnecessary shadow, if you see
Right.
what I'm saying. So conflict, if we see conflict outside of us, we need to check the conflict in us, any conflict in us,
Okay.
and deal with that. I'm not saying we are, because it's all of us. We're all
Yes,
those little flowers that are
because we are
making
connected. Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Which is the very
yeah,
first thing you told us about the
yeah.
branch. Yes. Yeah.
So I think that for me, that is incredibly important, that we get to a point where we're doing our work for the collective we're in. We can start with our family, can't we, and our local communities, or any communities we're in.
Yep.
See what triggers, see what trips,
Yes.
work on it.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yep.
and remove that shadow from whatever collective we're in. And I think as we all
But
do
what,
that,
I mean, how would you? I know a lot of people don't want to go there. They just like don't want to go there.
no, that's
There's a
fine.
fear for some reason, and I don't
Mm.
know if it's a fear of they'll find out about it. That I have this thing about me that isn't so beautiful,
Well, it's
or
not pretty. It's not pretty at all. Well, it wasn't for me. I was like, oh my
no,
God.
no. It's like me when I'm yelling at people driving in get out of the way. What's the matter with you? Learn how to drive. Yeah, it's not
Yes,
pretty. And my family goes, there she goes again. But
yeah,
they know my shadow better than
absolutely.
I do. I know. But
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing. People will see your shadow before you do.
before you do. Oh,
It's
absolutely.
almost like it walks
Yep.
in front of you. And
Yep.
that's it. We're taking away the things that are obscuring our light, aren't we?
Right. Right. They're sort of blinding us to
Yeah,
some kind of reality.
yeah,
Marina, I think you're absolutely right. It is self-discovery. And
yeah.
hypnosis, my apologies. You weren't in that hospital for 2 years. It was 2 weeks. And my apologies for reading it incorrectly. We have growing seasons. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And she says people tell us she's too sensitive. I've had people tell me that too, hypnicity.
Oh, yeah, I
And
do.
it's a survival assist. It is. It's like, how can one be too sensitive? We were talking before we came on,
No.
Karen and I, and she has a lot of people that she knows in Gaza, and that tragedy is, enormous. And you can't be too sensitive about that, because you need to be sensitive about that, right? That's important.
Sensitivity, and again, I think we're put in a position now where, this is why we need this beautiful, not female, feminine energy coming up, this receptivity to what's going on around us. Sensitivity is very difficult as you're growing up. As an adult, we should see it as a wonderful gift that we've got, a sensitivity. If you can look over at someone and you can feel them, if you can cry or laugh when someone else, that is the most beautiful connectivity.
It really is. And if you can do it with people, you can do it with an animal. There's always animals, and they're most sensitive. Yes. How beautiful.
Wow, yeah.
I love this, Eliza. Learning discernment is great to push aside that which is not critical information. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
yeah.
It is.
And we are emotional beings. We are. There's nothing, and what I love about what's happened in, say, the last 20, 30 years is that men in particular have been able to be that emotional, sensitive person without any kind of pushback by, well, there are always people that will, but for the most part, you'll see daddies taking their babies out for walks and, those kinds of things. That wasn't happening when I was younger. That just didn't happen. Not at all. Yeah. So, And again, I always tell this story, but my very best friend, I was telling her about a John Bradshaw book in the 90s to read about your shadow or your inner child or whatever it was. And the first chapter, he talks about it. And then he gets to the end of the chapter and he says, and if you are ready to begin your journey and to find out what you need to do, turn the page. She's never turned the page. She can't turn the page. Some of us can't turn the page. It's too painful. Fine.
Yeah, that's fine. And I think we're all on our own journey. And it's not, we have this thinking again of hierarchy. It's not about that. It's about being present where you're at. That's it. And it doesn't matter where you're at. It really doesn't matter. It's like experience, love life as much as you can. It doesn't matter if you can do that or this or that. Just love life and be where you're at. That's
where you're at. Yeah. Wow. Being stoic is not healthy, although I really do like some of the stoicism. I do like some of that, but pick and choose. Yeah. One of your favorite songs is "Turn the Page." Oh, that's good. That's good hypnicity. Then that's like a mantra for you in some ways, So that's fabulous. Yeah. Turn the page. Yeah. So you do offer astrology.
I do.
Reading for people. Do you use the regular or the Vedic, or do you use?
I trained as a Hellenistic astrologer. Okay. So it's the ancient astrology. It's all the lovely classical Greek. That's me. I like anything old.
Okay. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Yeah.
But I also am very much liking the archetypal astrology. Yes. So I think and I tend to use it like when I'm reading to people, it's like where they're at. So you can bring all sorts in. You can bring all your toolkit in, but it's Hellenistic.
Sure you can, because all these, this is what the toolkit is so good about offering all of us. There's a little bit of information from astrology, a little bit from numerology, a little bit from shadow work, a little bit from this, and mythology, which is I love mythology, and I love Joe Campbell. Joseph Campbell is just one of my favorite
heroes, Jenny.
Yes. Yeah. And of course, the Jungian perspective on things, who was a genius of his time. I don't think was, got enough accolades for what work he did. But
Mm.
I remember having a karmic astrology is what I had in 1985. And
Okay.
that was very fascinating. And she knew everything. It was like she had opened up my diary and read everything that had happened up until
Right.
what will happen. And so many things I learned that I never forgot, like that I'd be working from home when I was in my 60s and 70s. And people would come to me. They would come
Oh,
to me.
wow.
Well,
Oh,
this is what it is. They come to me here on
they do.
YouTube.
They do. Yeah.
And so, and then, she told me about what happened when I was 2 and my father went in the VA hospital because he had, not polio, he had consumption,
Oh,
tuberculosis. He had oh yeah,
yeah.
he was gone for 2 years. And they said, your dad left the family. And I said, yeah, but it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like I'm
Mm.
leaving. Bye. And then told me about my children that I had already just had and my ex-husband. And it was like, oh
Wow.
my God. And now we have Celtic Seer is here too. Hi, Celtic Seer. And she also does astrology. And I love it because all the astrologers that I know have a little bit of different, not
Yeah.
completely, but just a different way of looking at it. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
uh-huh.
I mean, I've never heard of the karmic astrology, but the Hellenistic astrology, I wonder if she trained Hellenistic,
Maybe she did.
because, yeah, you've got like your dharma, what you're here for.
Mhm.
You've got your arta, what work you're here to do. You've got
Right.
your kama, Kama,
Uh-huh.
pleasure, your
Right.
love, what you're here to love, and then your moksha, your spiritual liberation, and it
Right.
works in elemental trines. So
Uh,
that is a
it
fascinating.
could be then. Yeah.
She sounds a very gifted astrologer.
She was. And at that time in 1985, they only did them by hand.
Yeah, it's all by
And
hand. Yeah,
she was, she said, it'll take me about 2 or 3 weeks to do the whole thing. And I understood that.
yeah,
But one of
yeah.
the things she told me was the reason I knew it was karmic is that she said that something that had happened to me in 1984, because this was 85, she said, you repaid a karmic debt with that one. And I'm like, wow. And it made sense because I was pregnant with my son. He found someone else. He left. I was 8 months pregnant and ended up having the baby by myself. It was my second child. And, it was painful. It was awfully
Oh,
painful. I
wow.
was lost.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a mess. But I thought, well, if that was a karmic debt repaid, I'm glad I got that off my back,
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
love that. I love this comment, Jill. Thank you, dear. Some people are afraid of joy, thinking it will be taken away.
Mm.
But joy and music raises our frequencies than other realms. I agree with you. There's a lot of people are like, everything's going really well. Wonder what will happen. What will take that away from me? Instead of sitting in the joy. So
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've got a little ditty to add to that, because again, this is me and my polarities. Yeah.
that's all right.
Me and my polarities. Okay. So we see joy and we see suffering and we think they're different. We can either have that or we can have that. No. If you do your inner alchemy, your inner shadow work, you can sit in pain and have immense joy. And you said about the people of Gaza, I see that in them. Oh my goodness, the joy. And it's not joy of their circumstances, it's a joy of their inner knowing, their faith, their sense of, so that suffering, and the deeper the suffering, often the bigger the joy. But we are programmed to think we can only suffer, or either or. We can
Either
see
or.
both.
Yeah. No, that's very true. Even sitting in our culture the way it is right now, we can find the beauty in the day, even if external circumstance, like you said, if that's, we could say, well, I got a fresh cup of coffee this morning. It tasted beautiful. And I sat on my porch and watched the birds. That's beautiful. That's joy. That's joy.
It's joy.
And you're right. You can choose joy or not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there.
The too good to be true. Yes. Uranus turns retrograde tomorrow, so expect information will pepper the news channels and linger longer than normal. Yep.
Yeah,
And of course, right around the
absolutely.
corner, it's the eclipse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
There's some big
That's
wowies with this eclipse. That's I've got an eclipse video up now. I think it went
good.
up yesterday. But
Uh-huh.
from the Virgo new moon, we got the 2 new moons in Virgo. This is why I'm saying the whole patterning in the sky is astounding. So we got the 2 new moons. We've got this lunar eclipse in Pisces, which is part of that lunation cycle. So we got this, and the first new moon happened at 0 degrees of Virgo, and the last is at 29 degrees. Well, the new moon, the second, So there's this whole big story. And what's Virgo? It's about the harvest. It's about purity. It's about, I'm so excited about what's going on at the moment in the sky.
Yeah.
And Uranus. Uranus had massive unexpected changes in my life. Like the day it arrived, it was in my 4th house, home family. Like, But if you know you're ready for it.
It's funny in my chart, and maybe in others' charts, there's been a lot of Neptune. And in the last 2 years, I've had nothing but flooding problems and mold and all that. Yeah.
Right.
And it was like, sometimes I think all we need to do is read our astrology before the time comes, so we know what to expect. Because we all know now when Mercury goes retrograde, we got to be careful. But we need to know more than that, because there are other planets working too.
Yeah, not to put a damper on it, but Neptune, I can't remember the date. We got Saturn just gone back at retrograde into Pisces, and then we've got Neptune joining. I think that's just before Christmas. Of course, it's in a water sign.
Right.
So get your sandbags out, ladies.
I know. It's just ridiculous. I had pipes burst. I had mice bite through pipes. I had to get rid of my whole entire RV. It was all full of mold, and it was awful. And I thought, Neptune, please be nicer to me. I'll try to be nicer to you. But craziness.
It is, yeah.
Oh, it's stationing tonight. Okay. Uranus. Yeah. That's very fascinating. Well,
it's going to trickle its way back to Taurus,
into absolutely. Well, I want to thank you, Karen, for coming
you're welcome,
and being with me here today. And I'm so glad you reached out again to me. I thank everybody for being here in the chat, and those who also went over and liked and subscribed to Karen's.
Thank you very much.
And look forward to working with you again.
Absolutely, Annie. Now I'm no longer camera shy, for sure.
That's right. We can see you more. Sure. Yes, that hour did go very fast. And thank you, Marina. Thank you. And Marina may reach out to you. Who knows? We have a lot of people who watch that have their own channels and sometimes reach out to each other's guests. And so this is what we do. We try so hard to promote other folks, and
each other,
it really makes a difference. It really does.
Absolutely.
Anyway, by the way, everybody, just one more admonition, that if you are interested in either opening a channel, or you have a channel and you want to come to my Zoom meeting next Wednesday at noontime Pacific, let me know. Marina's going to be there, and a few other people will be there that already have Chad channels like myself. We'll be answering questions and giving you some assistance into what we know. All we ask is that you are paying it forward. That's all. Do help somebody else. So, all right. Thank you. It is on a Wednesday, Marina. Sorry. Yeah, it's Wednesday the 10th. I put Wednesday the 8th. Well, that doesn't work. So maybe in another year, but not this one. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. What part of the UK do you hail from? Celtic wants to know. Celtic seer? Karen?
I'm in Norfolk.
Oh,
That's the lower east coast of England. Yeah.
wonderful. Is that near Wales? Is that near Wales?
No, that's the west.
No.
That's
That's right.
almost directly opposite where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah. Celtic seer, send me an email. I'll send it to you, sweetheart. I'll send you the Zoom information. All right. Thank you, everybody. Once again, thank you, Karen. Much love.
You're welcome.
Hang out,
And thank you for
hang out with
everyone
me
for watching.
All right. Hang out with me for a second, Karen, and we'll,
Okay.
when the stream stops, I'll talk to you. All right. All righty.
Right.
Thank you so much.